Rookie structuring. So this year it's very clear that both in defense and up forward, there's just not the scoring options. So picking out guys that are going to go 60 plus, the options are very slim. So, and a lot of these guys might just go for 50. So you're not really going to be generating a lot of cash both in defense and up forward. And also job security for a lot of guys is going to be shaky. So in defense and up forward, 3 to 4 rookies, lock that structure in. You've got the flexibility between the 3 and the 4 across both lines, but ultimately that's the way you'll need to play it. So for me, I've gone the 4 rookies in defense, the 4 rookies up forward. And look, I feel I can get by with that. So I'd be saying probably for most people that number would be 4 if you're going pretty heavy on your premiums. In the ruck, look, only really, you've got the room for really the bench ruck, and that's really all that's viable. And you really need to make sure they're playing. So I've got Proust just because I think in terms of the money he'll make will exceed any of the rookie rucks, but you can have a Sam Hayes and be completely fine there. But basically through the midfield, that's the one area I would say you've got complete flexibility there. So I'd really be saying basically the more rookie midfielders, the better, because we have an absolute stack of rookie midfielders that can score in absolute bunches. So I could very easily, if they weren't looking good during the preseason, get rid of Raul and Berry, and I could very easily just go 2 rookies here and be absolutely ecstatic. So just to be able to fit more rookie midfielders in, because there are just that many cheap rookie midfielders this year that I could fill 2 teams just with rookie midfielders. It's just that ridiculous. So basically the midfield's where you're going to be making your money this year. So you really need to make sure that your team is really quite balanced in terms of scoring, and really you've got those field positions open to really, I guess, enable your really good rookie price midfielders to really get those big scores for you, because there's going to be a lot of them that can really score quite well. So that's the big thing to look out for. Obviously, I've made some key changes in my team, but I've really sort of decided on, I feel like I need probably the 4 premium defenders, just because I don't really like any of the mid prices this year. Forwards, it's really the 3, I guess, premiums. Cornelio, I really think he's got the scope, certainly, if he can get back to his best, to really go and get big scores. So I'm happy with that. Marshall, I've changed in. I'm not really confident in any of the super max priced rucks, so I feel like Marshall is probably an option there where, look, if he gets forward eligibility, that's great, and I can stick him forward later on. But look, if Ryder's missing, then Marshall will carry the ruck load and he's going to get some big scores. So he can be competitive with the top scoring rucks at his best, and he's obviously a difference maker for the Saints when he's out there, and we've seen that with their win-loss numbers. There's been a few rookies that I've heard in the midfield have really been boo-hooed of late. So, and one name I'd like to really bring up for people's awareness is Josh Ward. So if he's not in your team, he probably should be, is what I've got to say outright. So I'm expecting him to play round 1. If he's not playing round 1, you don't pick him. But if he's in there and he's starting on the field, he's going to play an extensive midfield role, and he really racks up the footy. So watch out for him, because, over that last really, I guess, month of the season, he was getting just about Nick Dacos numbers, and he was playing on that same sort of level. So we're not looking at some scrub, and I think there's that midfield opportunity there for him to really establish himself and get good minutes. So certainly watch out for Ward. And Horne-Francis, look, we'll have to see. A lot of people, I'm sure, will be locking him in, and on reports of obviously how well is going for North Melbourne. It really depends on his role. So if he's playing through the midfield as a ball winner, giddy up, get him in your team. But there is the risk, because defensively he's the best prospect I've ever seen, period, bar none. So he's got the scope to, in terms of those defensive traits and how he changes games defensively, to really be as good as there's ever been. So, with the Horne-Francis, I do have those worries that he could either be, whether it's a defensive forward, maybe he's doing some defensive roles through the midfield. So really watch out for that. If he's sort of let off the leash and he's sort of allowed to play a pretty extensive midfield role and be allowed to sort of be that ball winner, he should pretty comfortably be in your team, it's fair to say. So, yeah, that's sort of the disclaimer there, I'd say as well. But before I wrap up today, I thought I'd also alert you to Moreira's Magic Season Guide. So this year's the second year I've been involved, and I cover all the first year players. So I complete detailed profiles on all the first year players. I pretty much tell you basically, are they relevant? So are they players you should be considering, whether it's for your starting team or during the year, or whether they're players you really just shouldn't be looking at it at all. So I do score projections for both AFL Fantasy and Supercoach. So this year for Supercoach fans, you're covered with Moreira's Magic Season Guide. So basically what we've got, Moreira's Magic, he puts together profiles for every player across the competition with score projections for both Fantasy and Supercoach. So he's done a great job, and with obviously no AFL prospectus anymore, there's no better resource in terms of anything for AFL Fantasy, and now also I would say for Supercoach, in my humble opinion. So there is obviously a membership fee, but a good portion of that does go to charity. So you're not only supporting a good cause, but you're also getting the best information whether you want to win your leagues or win the grand prize. So, and as well as also all the profiles and information on all the players regarding their viability or otherwise. He also puts together a weekly podcast. So that's another thing to also look out for, because he'll be talking trades and various other things there. So make sure you get behind it, and if you become a member, let me know what you think and what you've enjoyed, or alternatively things that could be added in the future, because I've got a line to Moreira's Magic, so I can always let him know any sort of recommendations or thoughts from you guys. But anyway guys, see you in the next video.